545. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
Big painting.
Big painting.
I-N-T-I-N-G. Date, 2.
12.
Is it the 12th?
Mm-hmm. This is the 12th. Yeah.
Is today's Tuesday?
Yeah.
Doggone. Not only did I not know what day it was, I didn't even know it was Tuesday. You're right. It's my daughter Melody's birthday. I better send her a text pretty soon.
Yeah.
All right, hello friends. I am standing here absolute midgetized by a 7.5 foot tall painting. Daily Art Adventure number, you can't read that, can you? There. 545. Go. Woo! Well, the day has finally come, and it's cold and rainy outside. So I'm painting in my garage with much help from my friend Harold. Thank you, Harold. And the scene that I'm painting is one that I've been working on for weeks now. It is this. Do you remember this? Whoa, let me see if the exposure will adjust. Come on, come on, come on. Not very well.
A little bit.
There we go. Anyway, that's a terrible picture. So this is painted on aluminum. So you see this, you see the shimmer and iridescent sense. It would be completely impossible to do a good reproduction print of this painting on aluminum. That's part of what makes it so beautiful, is the irreproducibility of it. Anyway, I have done a couple of sketches. That's my final one. So that means I kind of know where I'm going. The top half of this painting has got sky on the left-hand side. And so that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to paint with rags, because when you're painting this large, really, in my opinion, rags is the way to go. Phew! I wonder if I could put my foot over there. The painting is just an inch shy of 7.5 feet. We measured it before we got started. I'm not sure why my ladder's so wobbly. There we go, that's better. All those marks were too uniform in thickness. So, speaking of which, Harold, upstairs, there's a nice little brown box about this big called Charvin Water Soluble Pass. It's a brown box, just that big. I think it's right out in plain sight somewhere. Would you see if you could find that? Thank you. Poor Harold. I've used and abused him all day. Bless him. Okay, so that's maybe the only up high part. Now, again, I'm looking over at my reference a lot, and the lower part of that painting is a lot of, wow, warm and purple, which means I have no idea what color to make it. Oh, and you know what? I need to adjust you guys, because all you can see is the top of the thing. Hang on just a second. Does that work? Yeah, there we go. Now you can see how far down I go. So, Let's get some, phthalo blue would be a good, that would be a good under color for that part, because there's almost no phthalo-ish color, and also a permanent green. Those two, combination of those two, that'll be a good color for underneath. And this time I'm going to use both a rag and a brush combination, just for the variety of stroke. Nice spatter. Hey, and let's get some nice drips going here. I love painting big, because you can do stuff like this. Just throw paint around, make it run and drip and stuff like that. There we go. Now I'm thinking that it's unlikely that today, yay, Harold found it. Yahoo. This is a new toy. I was at Jerry's Artorama, my favorite local art store, and I saw these on the shelf. I don't even know what department, watercolor department. And they say, water-soluble pastel painting sticks. That's ridiculous.
Sounds
There's,
like pastels.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Sounds like pastels. Exactly. There's no such thing as water-soluble pastel painting sticks, except for pastels. Exactly. Which, if you get them wet, they're soluble. My thoughts exactly. Anyway, it sounded like fun, so I bought some, and I've used them. I used them on my last painting. Well, they did say if you dip them in water, then they're mushy. Of course, they may fall apart, kind of like, you know, dipping a cookie in your tea.
Or like dipping pastel in water.
But it does seem like a fun idea to add a whole new. Whoa! Now my feet are dripping wet because, of course, I've dribbled all this paint all over the floor. I mean, water, not paint. Water. I promise it's not paint all over the floor. Thank you. Isn't that cool? Just gives me a little more chaos, a little more interesting weirdness. A couple green ones down here. Yeah, I like it. I might be just about done with the I put out way more paint than I needed, didn't I? That was nice. So was that. Okay. Remember, if something's a lot of fun to do, be careful not to do too much of it. And at the top of that list is spattering. Spattering is so much fun. You do it once, whee! You do it twice, whee! You do it 3 times, and you've done it too much. So you do have to be careful. If something's a lot of fun to do, like spattering, be careful not to do too much of it. All right, I need to stand back now and look at this from a distance. No, it's not there yet. I like some of what's happening down here, but it's too fluid, of all things. But I bet if I pick up some of my orange rags that I used up on top. Okay, so anybody that's new to my channel, if you're new, you're completely confused at this time, say, what in the world is he doing? You regulars know what I'm doing. I'm doing a representational or fairly realistic painting. Believe it or not. It just starts out as a very abstract and not realistic painting. There we go. I think that's more interesting. Part of my goal, big part of my goal at this stage of the painting is to create a pleasing, I'll say that rather than say a beautiful. My goal is to create a pleasing abstract painting. Okay, so forgive me while I'm bent over here rinsing out my rags in cold water. What's it? Yeah, I didn't ask Carol to get warm water for me. All right, the things we do for art. Okay, so I want to produce an attractive abstract painting. I'm going to get a rag to dry those hands off with. An attractive abstract painting. Now, again, just for anybody who's new, why am I doing an abstract painting underneath what is going to be a lovely, and I know you can't see that very well, but what is going to be a lovely representational cityscape, right? Why am I doing an abstract? Okay, so glad you asked. And again, this is review, so some of you regulars don't need to hear this. You've heard it. You can go yawn now. You can go get a cup of lemonade, hot coffee, hot chocolate, if your weather's like ours today. Wow. Have you heard this speech, Harold? Why do I do an abstract painting?
Basically, if you can make an abstract painting pretty, you can make anything.
Yeah, that's a good answer. If you can make an abstract painting pretty, you can make anything pretty. I like that. Why am I doing it underneath a representational painting?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But, the interesting part of paintings is lines and the way it draws you in, and ultimately the composition of the painting.
Yes.
And so if you get a variance of lines, thickness, and
yes.
directions, and then you put all that together into a beautiful painting,
you've got it.
You've got it.
So what he's saying is what really draws you into a painting. See, and a lot of people, let me dim this. my light works really well. A lot of what non-artists, and we're okay with them being this way, but they think what draws them in is the picture. If it's a picture of an old Ford pickup, they go, oh, I love Ford pickups. Right? And there's a lot of people. If it's a painting of a bottle of wine uncorked with a guy, they go, I love wine. I don't know why I have to say that with a whatever weird accent that is, but we as artists understand that whereas the picture, the Ford pickup or the bottle of wine, ad nauseum, is in fact a very significant part of the overall composition. It, as Harold said, it's actually the lines, the shape, the textures, the colors, the value. It's all the abstract elements of a painting that actually draw you in. Now, of course, when we talk this way, we are not talking about super realistic painting, right? So this is not that. This is a different kind of painting. This is, again, what I arrogantly call real painting. I really do wince every time I say that because
Real painting.
because I have good friends who paint super realistically, and they're more famous than I am, more successful, more richer, and maybe they're better artists. I'm not willing to yield on that last one quite too quickly, but and sometimes I do super realism too, just for fun, just because it's fun. But anyway, so we're talking here in the world of Rembrandt and etc., where what really draws the viewer in are the brushstrokes, the movement. I could get really philosophical, but that's philosophical enough. So for me, I started this, I don't know, a couple years ago, of slapping down, the way you see here, an abstract painting underneath, before I even start the representational part, because in a way it gets me off on the right foot. It gets me, plus much of this or some of this is going to show through in the final painting. Now, do I know which parts? Absolutely not. I do not know if it's that bit or that bit or that or that or that or that or that or that. I have no idea which parts are going to show through. Therefore, that's why it's important to me that the abstract painting be pleasant. You hear? You with me? Because as long as it's pleasant, then no matter which part shows through, it's going to look good. I know it sounds crazy, but it is so true, and it happens. I see it over and over and over again when I'm painting, that when I'm all done, it looks good. The parts that are poking through, peeking through, I should say, eh? All right, now, I've been talking about this new era of my painting. This might be the day, February 12th, 2019. I'll be 65 tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, happy birthday!
Thank you. So, not a moment too soon, I might add. It's about time I grew up and started doing what I what I really want to do. And what I really want to do is big paintings with lots of gusto. So let me zoom in a little bit. The plan is to take as long as I need to finish this painting. I'm sorry, let me zoom back out again. So for the last 15 years, a big part of my goal has been to churn out paintings. 2 paintings a week on average, 2.5 paintings a week for the last 15 years. Over 100 paintings a year. What's that? 100, that's 1,500 paintings, probably over 2,000 paintings in the last 15 years. That was my goal, that was my intention. Just crunch, boom, 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 boom. Because I decided 15 years ago, which will make me a better painter in 15 or 20 years? And I said, if I churn them out, that'll make me better. But I've always had in the back of my mind, I might slow down someday and start doing more careful work. Now, that doesn't mean more detailed work. No, 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 no. It just means each step. That's part of the reason why I'm standing here talking and not hurrying up and painting. Because, like, I'm going to let myself take time to get it right. Even this abstract. So I'm going to do something right now that I've never done on an abstract underpainting. What is that? It's very simple. I've never ever done white, opaque white on top of this. Why not? Because I'm just too much of a hurry. But today, I'm not in too much of a hurry. So I can take my time. And my goal here, why am I doing white? Well, here's the grandpa. I have 4 grandchildren living with me, as you may know, right in this season. Love it, love it. And my name is Bigka because, of course, the oldest grandchild has the privilege of naming his or her grandparents, right? And when he was 2, he couldn't say grandpa. It came out Bigka. I thought about that for about 30 seconds, maybe less. Said, golly, Bigka beats grandpa all to pieces. So I am Bigka. Anyway, so they say to me things like, because they're kids, ages, by the way, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Who do we appreciate? Bigka. They say, Bigka, why did you do that? Right? Because that's what kids do. And I've discovered, because of their presence and because of their persistent questioning, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? I've discovered that artists, and I think we all have exactly the same answer. Well, those of us who are doing beautiful paintings, never mind. I resist the temptation to get a little philosophical on that one. Watch out, I'm going to spatter. All right. I like it. I like it, except all those strokes are a little bit too similar in width, aren't they? So we want variety. Anyway, so I've got the same answer every time to that question. Grandpa, why, or Bigka, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? And all of us artists, I think, would say the same thing. Because I think it looks cool. Or more precisely, because I think it's going to look cool. Does that make sense? Why'd you do that? Why'd you put that line there? And the answer is, because I think it's going to look cool. Why'd you put that white there? Because I think it's going to look cool. Why'd you put that orange there? After me, because I think it's going to look cool. Got it? So that is not anything spectacular, revolutionary. That's just clear insights. Like, oh, that's why we do stuff. That's why everything we do, why do we do it? Because we think it might look cool. Now, since I've got that white stuff,
You gonna try your pastels?
yeah, I'm going to try my water-soluble pastels right in that. I know, now I'm doing dry. The instructions said I could do them dry if I wanted.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Oh my goodness, now we're getting crazy. By the way, I love doing abstract paintings. If it's been a while, I'm just about ready, I think, don't you think? Just about ready for another blast of abstract paintings. I love doing I love good abstract paintings. Not all abstract paintings are good. Woohoo! There's an understatement. But I do try to do good, and I try to teach people how to do good abstract paintings. Let me step back again and look at this. Yeah. Now again, please understand, I have no idea which of these marks are going to show through in the final painting. It's really important that you understand that. Therefore, it's important that all the marks that I make are attractive. Okay, now, so what is an attractive mark, right? Well, let me put it the other way around. It's really easy to describe unattractive marks. Unattractive marks are the marks essentially that are made with insecurity, or no, as if the artist were insecure. It doesn't matter whether the artist is insecure. If the marks are made in an insecure manner, then they are ugly marks. Almost always, okay? Conversely, and you've heard me say this if you've watched me, for years I've been saying, any stroke applied with enthusiasm, vigor, confidence, joie de vivre, joy of life, any stroke applied in that manner, like the ones I'm making now, are going to be beautiful. It's uncanny how true that is. Okay, I think I might be done. This abstract painting is quite a bit more busy and involved than my normal. Hey, I just thought of something. Yeah. Don't go away, Harold. I think I might have, oh man, I am looking for some spray gesso. Okay, tell you what. I'm going to pause you guys for just a minute because I think I've got some spray gesso in my studio. So hang on, bear with me. I'll be back in just a minute. But should I just keep the broadcast going? Yeah, Harold will stand here and entertain you. Well, keep saying something, Harold. Hang on. I'm in my studio. Oh, good. There it is right there. Hallelujah. Okay. No. Thank you. Thank you, Harold. I hope this works. This is another trick that I learned a couple years ago, maybe I don't remember, 3 or 4 summers ago, when I did 200 abstract paintings in one summer. The summer of the abstract painting. Whew. And I saw this stuff in the art store, spray gesso. Now let's see if it actually sprays, if the nozzles. Oh no, doesn't look good. Oh, doggone it. Try it again. After all that, it doesn't spray. Okay, hang on. Harold, you might need to dance in front of the camera one more time. Okay. I'm going to switch nozzles. See if that makes any difference. It's not usually in the nozzles, not usually the problem, but sometimes it is. Oh, I got just one spurt out and then it quit. Okay, I'm going to run to my studio again and look for my other can of spray gesso. I'm in my studio and I'm looking on my big table and I don't see any other can of spray gesso. Okay. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, here we go. There we go. We had our comments, our chat. Your chats were not appearing yet. I'm not quite ready to let this go. Hang on just a second. So what I want to do here is do some spray white soft edge stuff. So y'all didn't see that. I just sprayed myself silly. Well, my hand, thankfully, not my whole body. Okay, here we go. Where did I put that cap? Is it coming up yet? No. Oh no, I am broadcasting because I have viewers up here, but it's certainly not going here. Let's try this over again. Okay, let's see if it works now. Okay, so here we go. This is the old get your hands dirty. Hard to aim it this way, but who cares? Okay, watch out. Don't breathe this stuff, Harold. All right. I'm going to call that done. I'm going to call this broadcast done too. So that's a mess. That's spray gesso. Let's make sure it's water-based. That'd be bad, wouldn't it? That's the whole reason I bought it, because it was water-based. Just doesn't, it smells kind of like spray paint. All right, gonna let that dry, and that's it for today. Thanks for watching. So that is going to turn into, that. Susan says, stop breathing, Harold. Believe me, whew, that is not Harold breathing, that is me. Let's try this again. Let me see if I can find your chats. For some reason, we're having problems connecting. Bear with me for just a minute. Let's make sure that we're on the right Wi-Fi. Nelson's, yep, we're good. You want to know the password? Never mind. All right, for some reason, my iPad, which is quite important to the operation of seeing your chats, is not functioning. So I'm going to have to try to figure out why does that happen. Restarting my iPad now. Let's see if I can get it going. Now my iPad won't even start. 28 of you watching. That's not very many, but it's better than my normal. So there you go. A fun abstract painting. It's going to be mostly blue sky up here, so therefore I've got the opposite of that, mostly red and orange underneath the blue. Down here, hard to describe, a lot of mauvey, browny, purpley. Hey, David Mercer. Yes, indeed. I turned the small one into a night scene. Isn't that something? Much to my surprise, again, I don't know if you guys, how well you can see this. Yeah, if you zoom in, I'll let you see it for just a minute. So you said somebody says you look like Tfue, T-F-U-E. Do you know who that is?
No.
Me either. Okay. Anyway, there, I did turn it into twilight. I will say that, again, this is the third sketch that I did. I think I've got the other two right over here. If you want to hold on for just a second. Yeah, here they are. Hang on. So for those of you who didn't catch this earlier, that is weeks ago, I mean earlier, the first thing I did was a no-tan sketch. Then I did a nice little color sketch. I don't know, sorry that's so small for you. And then this is my third one. And sure enough, by the time I got to the third one, I was discovering things, creating things, stumbling ahead, happy accidents. For instance, this little streak of sunlight coming in here. That's right. Hey, good. It's working. All right. All right. Thank you, Harold. Here, got up our chat. So let me go and see what you guys have been saying. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Harold. Finally caught one live. Pink Haze Pie. Hope you're still with us. Thanks for joining us today. Hello, Sarah Schmidt. Hello from rainy Florida. I've been dying to catch you live. Well, I'm glad you caught me. Thank you so much. It is a little bit of an unusual time for me to be broadcasting. And hello from Ukraine. Isn't that fun? Good, good, good. Who was that? Zerka Keat. Interesting start, says Hannah Simmons. Thank you. Zerka from Ukraine says, it already looks like $100,000 modern art. Sold. Good one. Hey, Michael, thank you. Happy birthday tomorrow. Hi, Dan. Hi, everyone, says Susan. I'm glad you. Yeah, huge canvas. Isn't this fun? Good to have you on board. Bruno from Germany. Journey. I can't talk either. I actually studied German in high school, Bruno. That doesn't mean I remember very much. I don't have a good excuse, though. My mom is a really gifted linguist. She can still read her entire Bible through in German, French, Latin, and English. And I said, where'd you learn all these languages? She looks at me like you're kind of stupid and says, in high school. Yeah, well, I took classes. I took language in high school. Examerite art turns the air blue. Oh boy, yeah. Does anyone else in my family paint? In my siblings, they're all very gifted. They could have been artists if they wanted to be. None of them chose to be, because I was the second oldest. And they said, he's got that wrapped up. My daughter, Alicia, who lives with us, is a very gifted artist. Never pursued it at all. Very, very talented. Maybe she'll do it when she gets older. And Harold looks like Tfue. T-F-U-E. Tfue must be darn handsome. That's all I can say. If he looks like Harold. Susan, no, this is probably it. Tonight we have our monthly Painters Forum. You hear me talk about this once in a while. We've been, some of us, getting together for over 10 years, 12 years maybe, every once a month to share our artwork with each other. David, I seem to be a very short person. He says, no, tall painting. 8 feet up there. Oh my goodness. And hi from Nova Scotia, Karen Warner. Good to have you on board. Man, my wife and I were in Nova Scotia several years ago for our 25th anniversary, which has been a while now. But man, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, gorgeous, gorgeous. If I had to go back this again, I would just go to Nova Scotia and stop there. Love it. Anyway, good to have you on board. All right, I'm going to call. I'm jabbering long enough. Not going to go any more today. That's it. I hope to paint on this tomorrow. Hope you can join me. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, share, send me money. No, don't do that part yet. I'll work on that later. Wish me happy birthday tomorrow. 65. That freaks me out.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. All right. See you tomorrow.